Will Le'Veon Bell score a touchdown today against the Jets? We've already got a Twitch poll up, and 71% say yes. I'm going to say no, but wow, how about that? I guess you people are excited about starting Le'Veon Bell. Adam Azer, Frank Stanfield. We're going to be joined by Chris Towers in a little bit. We are live for the next hour here on Twitch. Welcome, everybody. We are answering your Week 8 questions. Frank, I wish you had the Pokemon costume on, but we'll take this. How was your Halloween?
It was fun. I mean, I could go get it. It take me like 3 minutes to go put it on if you really want it.
I need you for these 3 minutes. I can't afford to lose you, man. I can't do this by myself today.
It was fun. How was your Halloween, Adam?
Good. It was good. I really ate. I ate a lot of candy, and I have more left. And I had a great time. So, the peanut butter cups, I know everybody loves. The Justin's brand peanut butter cups are about 10 times better. So I strongly recommend those. Let's answer some questions. Here we go. Thoughts on half PPR, Chase Claypool, Mike Williams, or T. Higgins?
I will go with T. Higgins there. I know there's a lot of concern over wind and weather today, and rightfully so, but I like the involvement of T. Higgins in the offense, and it's a good matchup going up against Tennessee. So it's close between him and Claypool, but I'll take T. Higgins.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the weather in a moment. Full PPR from Ace. Full PPR, Zach Moss or James White?
I will go with Zach Moss there. The Patriots defense is a shell of itself, and Zach Moss was more involved last week, and I don't really like how James White has been trending. I know there's a lot of people out for the Patriots today, but I don't really know what to expect from James White, so I'll go with Zach Moss.
The Patriots might just get destroyed today. I mean, they might lose by 30.
Are they tanking? Is that a thing?
If they lose this week, the reports are if they lose this week, then they might be selling, but the trade deadline is Tuesday. And if they win this week, then they're right there in the thick of things for the AFC East. If they lose, then they're clear underdogs.
Adam, would it really surprise you if they come out and win today? It's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, no, it really would. It really would.
I've learned that no matter what, Tom Brady or not, do not doubt Bill Belichick.
I understand that, but this isn't going to be another bad weather game, so maybe it'll muck it up a little bit. But yeah, it would surprise me if they won. I think the Bills are a lot better than they are, but we'll see what happens. I think John Brown coming back is going to really help, although I don't know how that's one of the games we got to watch with the weather. I don't know how much downfield throwing there's going to be. If there's one quarterback that can do it, it's probably Josh Allen. He has, I would say, the best arm in football, right? I mean, I would think so. It's right up there.
There for sure.
All right, from Sick Widget Jr. to GOAT, who do I start at my flex? Allen Robinson, James Conner, or Giovanni Bernard, PPR?
I think it's really, really close between the running backs there, but I will go with Giovanni Bernard. I think it's pretty his floor is just so safe, and I believe you said it's PPR, so he'll be involved in the passing game as well, and I like James Conner a lot. Tough-ish matchup here going up against Baltimore, but I will lean with Gio Bernard.
Yeah, I want to talk about Giovanni Bernard because this is somebody I've gotten a little bit more concerned about as the week has gone on. So the Titans haven't allowed 30 yards to a receiver yet. 30 receiving yards to a running back yet is the best way to put it. And their last 2 games, they've done a really good job against Singletary and David Johnson last 3 games. And they were good enough against James Conner, not great. So their run defense has gotten better after it was terrible to start the year. And he's going to be without 3 offensive linemen, 2 tackles and a center. He had 13 carries for 37 yards. He did last week. Bernard did have 5 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. So you need the receiving totals. And he should get 4 or 5 catches. So I think that makes him safe in PPR. But I backed off a little bit on Gio. I don't know. They haven't been able to run the ball all year. And now they're missing 3 offensive linemen. That's kind of scary to me.
No, that's definitely a fair point. I think with the offensive line beat up, we might even see more quick passes to Giovanni Bernard and their wide receivers. Would you take Conner over Gio? I think it's really close.
I mean, I think you take Allen Robinson, but no, I would take Gio. I would take Gio because it's PPR and Conner hasn't really been that involved in the passing game. So yeah, I'll stick with Gio. It's weird. It's like I'm starting him. I'm not as excited as I was last week where it was like, yeah, Gio. This week it's like, all right, Gio. Anyway, back to the questions, and then we'll read a couple more, and then we'll talk about the weather and just is it a nice day out? Well, I'll ask Frank. This is from Chef Said NYC. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Travis Fulgham and David Montgomery, pick 2 in PPR. Jefferson, Higgins, Fulgham, Montgomery.
Definitely Fulgham. I don't think we have any weather concerns there. And yeah, I mean, that Packers and Vikings game, that's a tough one too. But I think the upside for Justin Jefferson, I know he's been used downfield, but he could also make plays after the catch if they go to a short passing game today. So I will go with Fulgham and Justin Jefferson, but really close with Higgins.
From Widowmaker, PPR, flex, Cooper, Hasty, Shepard, or Jonnu Smith. Amari Cooper, Hasty, Shepard, or Smith. Who's Shepard Smith? How about that?
I will still go with Amari Cooper. I understand why people are worried about him, and he'll see Darius Slay. You don't feel great about it, but I think still the talent wins out there, so I'll go with Cooper.
Jackson or Kelly from Cleverlink.
This is a tough situation to figure out too, because 1 week it's been Jackson and 1 week it's been Kelly, but most recently we have seen Josh Kelly get more of the work, and so I will lean with him. But yeah, it's a tough situation there.
Yeah, we saw Kelly get more work last week. I don't know if it's because of the knee injury with Jackson.
Right.
He was hurt. He was not really practicing much last week. I don't really want to start either of them.
They're flexes at best.
All right, so let's talk about the weather here and the games that really look bad. According to Kevin Roth, who I had on the podcast the other day, he's the chief meteorologist for Roto Grinders. New England at Buffalo, and Las Vegas at Cleveland, and Minnesota at Green Bay. Those 3 are red for him. Orange would be Tennessee at Cincinnati. For the Saints-Bears game, I know he was very concerned about that, but that's a later game, and he thinks most of the bad stuff will be gone by kickoff. But New England at Buffalo, Vegas at the Browns, and Minnesota at Green Bay. Windy. We're talking 25-mile-per-hour sustained winds, possibly 40-mile-per-hour gusts of winds. The one thing I have done is I have dropped the kickers in those games and picked up other kickers. I would like to get away from Nelson Aguilar. I wasn't able to in a couple of leagues, or I have to start him because downfield throwing is going to be pretty difficult, I think, in these situations. And Aguilar he's changed this year. He's now a downfield threat. I think it might help somebody like Cole Beasley in that Bills game. It might get more catches for the running backs. We'll see. I'm not thinking even for a second about benching Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs or something like that. But Rashard Higgins, less exciting. I don't know, Frank. Where are you on these games?
Yeah, I think you said it right. You have to trust the must-start options. Obviously, Devontae Adams and Adam Thielen. Justin Jefferson, I'm not sure that he is a must-start for everybody yet, but coming into the week, he was ranked as a top 20 wide receiver. So it's a solid matchup. You worry a little bit, but I don't think that you can get away from these guys. Some of those fringe options, Rashard Higgins, Hunter Renfrow, Nelson Aguilar. Yeah, if you can get away from those guys, I think that it's something that you can look at doing. I think that we could probably see more of the tight ends using those games too in short to intermediate routes. So I still do like Darren Waller. I like Harrison Bryant as a streaming tight end if you need one, a really cheap tight end in DFS as well. So I think we could see more running backs, more tight ends used in that short to intermediate. But any of those fringe wide receivers, if you can get away from those guys in those games, I probably would look to do so.
Yeah, the quarterbacks are tough too. It's not a great week to pick up quarterbacks because Derek Carr was one that we liked and Kirk Cousins was one that we liked. And now they're both dealing with bad weather. And so what are you going to do? You're going to drop them and pick up if Garoppolo's out there, I would go with him. But if not him, are you going to pick up like Daniel Jones or Tua or something like that? You can't do that. You're not picking up Ben DiNucci. So
it's crazy. I had to pick up Ben DiNucci in a Superflex Dynasty League because I had Dak and then I traded for Andy Dalton and now I had to pick up Ben DiNucci. How about that, Adam?
That's bad. You're DiNucci there. Bam. Baker Mayfield, another guy. Like all these guys that we were really excited about. Hopefully you have a better option. I have to stick with Cousins in our podcast league. I can't find anyone. I'm not picking up Drew Lock, I'll just take my chances with Kirk Cousins. Okay, back to the questions from Mr. Amers. Which 2 do I start today? And he wrote which, W-I-T-C-H, very Halloween-y. I like that. Le'Veon Bell, Damian Harris, Cole Beasley, Jalen Reagor. Pick 2.
Le'Veon Bell for sure. I don't know what the workload is going to be, but I think he's going to score a touchdown. I know that we have the poll up in Twitch right now, and I voted yes. I think Le'Veon Bell will score a touchdown, and I will also go with Cole Beasley.
The poll is over. 70% of the votes were yes.
Yeah.
So you're on the right side there. Oh, well, we'll see if you're on the right side, but you're on the popular side there. Oh boy, I just got offered a really interesting trade. I'm struggling with it. I am struggling with it. Okay, Woods or Hollywood Brown from mayhem.com. Very funny. Woods or Hollywood Brown flex.
Yeah, I have those guys very closely ranked. I have Robert Woods just ahead of him, but the Dolphins secondary is actually really, really good. And Woods has been a little inconsistent. I will still lean with him, but you could say the same thing about Hollywood Brown. There's a lot of talent there, but he has been inconsistent as well. The Steelers have given up more fantasy points to the wide receivers than the Dolphins have. I'll lean with Woods, but that is a very close question.
Corey asks, is Frank Gore out? No, he's active. He is playing. If so, Pirine or T. Higgins half PPR?
I actually like Pirine a decent amount. He played 70% of the snaps last week and was used in the red zone. The Jets don't get to the red zone a lot, but it was very telling that when they got there, they did use Pirine. So I like him as a flex option. I would still go with T. Higgins.
Okay. Would you sit from Clock Sheep? Would you sit Andrews for Gronk due to the weather in Baltimore today, non-PPR?
I would not. I think Andrews is more likely to score a touchdown than Gronk.
Yeah. Right. And I don't know how affected he's going to be by the weather. When you look at bad weather, you're looking at wind for the most part. Now, wet ball is not necessarily a great thing for quarterbacks, but wind hurts downfield passing. It's not Mark Andrews' game. From David, standard scoring league, Jimmy Graham or Dallas Goddard?
Oh, Dallas Goddard. I have him, I think, tight end 6 or 7. So
okay. You think he's – because I would probably have him there if I was more confident in the role. I just don't know what to expect in his first game back.
Yeah, I understand the trepidation, but the fact that he's practiced all week, and they've been pretty optimistic about Dallas Goddard seemingly all week long. We know Carson Wentz loves to throw to the tight end as well, so I'm basically firing him up as if there isn't going to be restrictions, and we really won't know, obviously, until tonight. That's the Sunday night game, but I am operating that he will be a full go.
Okay, from North Dakota legend, Tevin Coleman, Deandre Swift, or Leonard Fournette, non-PPR?
Deandre Swift. It is a tough matchup, but he actually played a season high in snaps last week in terms of percentage, 45% of the snaps. He has a pretty consistent pass game role as well, and they're starting to use him more in the red zone as well. So I will go with Swift.
The one thing that could make this so much easier today, well, two things. If the weather would just clear up, that'd be great. And three things. If we can go back in time and make the Falcons-Panthers game better, that would help. Three, if that Seahawks-Niners game were a 1:00 game, it would be very helpful because then we would know what the hell we're doing with the Seahawks running backs. In this question, we were asked about Tevin Coleman. So what are your thoughts on the Seahawks and the 49ers running backs?
I think they are all in the flex discussion. If Chris Carson goes, I wouldn't have him ranked inside my top 12 like he normally is. He's probably more of an RB2. It's very up in the air right now. Like Chris Carson's literally going to just test himself out in pregame, and then we'll know after that whether or not he's going to play. But I think that he is in the RB2 discussion, and if you have Chris Carson any place, you're probably using him. As for the other guys, if Chris Carson's out, I think DJ Dallas is a flex option and probably the most useful running back in that game. I think that we probably see a timeshare between all the 49ers running backs because that's seemingly what we get every single week. And the one that I have ranked highest as of now is JaMychal Hasty. But again, he's, I think, RB26 for me. So they're all right in that flex discussion, Adam.
Okay. Yeah, like if Travis Homer I just have one league. If Travis Homer plays and Hyde and Carson don't, I'm going to start Homer over Ronald Jones. I'm going to take a shot there because I think I want running backs in this game. I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game between the Seahawks and the 49ers. I don't want to just shy away and say, screw them all, forget them. Like the 49ers have a good running game almost every week. A running back has scored a touchdown in all but one of their first, or they played 6 or 7 games. I can't remember if they've had their bye, but in all but one of their games. So, and obviously you got the Seahawks are the Seahawks, one of the best offenses in football. So I'd like to get in on that if I can. All right. Stormblade needs help with a DST. Patriots, Dolphins, Packers, Lions, Seahawks. Packers for me.
Packers.
Lions defense has been playing pretty well lately, but I'll take the Packers. Cousins is kind of a turnover machine.
Yeah, I'll go with the Lions.
All right. Yeah, I'm
Rivers
pretty
turns the ball
close.
over a lot too.
Pretty close to going to the Lions as well, but either one of those. FJ the Maestro. Big Ben, Matthew Stafford, or Derek Carr?
Yeah, man. It's one of those where, like, it would have been Derek Carr slam dunk. You know what's interesting? I don't know if anyone's brought this up, but, like, Derek Carr usually struggles on these early 1 p.m. East Coast games, and we have the weather concern on top of that as well. I will still go with Carr, but I think it's close between him and Big Ben.
Okay. From One Arm Bandit, Gio, Darrell Henderson, or Deontay Johnson? Standard scoring, pick 2. Gio, Henderson, Deontay Johnson.
I am going to bench Deontay Johnson there.
From Fitty Pitties, full PPR, A.J. Brown or Allen Robinson? Wow. And Noah Fant or Jonnu Smith?
I will go with the Titans, even with the weather there. I mean, I really like the matchup for both guys, A.J. Brown and Jonnu Smith. Just hope that the weather is not enough of an issue to affect those guys' production today.
All right, you ready to hear my trade offer?
What do you got?
14-team PPR league. I've got the Eagles running backs, so Scott and Sanders, plus DeAndre Swift, Darrell Henderson, Ronald Jones, and Melvin Gordon. So they're okay. I've got Tyreek Hill and then kind of crap at wide receiver. Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, that's it. I was offered both Eagles running backs and I would give up Sanders, Scott, and Ronald Jones. I would get back James Robinson, Corey Davis, and Allen Robinson. So I wouldn't be able to start Boston Scott this week, but I would be able to put Allen Robinson in. I don't know, dude.
Long term, you don't really like the matchup for Allen Robinson, and some weather concerns there as well.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would take it, man. Your wide receivers are pretty bad.
Yeah, I get to start Shepard. Yeah, they're pretty bad. Okay. Plus, I think Corey Davis actually could be pretty good today.
Yeah, no, he's super cheap in DFS as well. I think he is a sneaky wide receiver 3.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I might take it. I need like 10 minutes. Man, trades, you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose a trade. It's so, gosh, give up Miles Sanders. That could be such a stupid mistake. Anyway, from Zach, non-PPR, Scott Miller or Devontae Parker?
I will still go with Devontae Parker, although I do like the matchup for Scott Miller if you are in a pinch, but Parker just ahead of him.
Cindy's Bees asks Gus Edwards or Damian Harris, half PPR.
Let's go with, I think we see a lot of running from the Patriots today. Well, hopefully they don't get behind too much, but I'll go with Damian Harris.
I don't understand. Is Chris Towers joining us? Chris, you there?
Maybe he doesn't know that his
Yes,
camera's
I'm
off.
just sending. I'm saving my lineups first.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get back to you. What happened to my camera here? Why did it zoom out? I'd like to see how barren my wall is. There we go.
The ghost of Chris Towers. You can hear him, but you can't see him.
Oh, I finished Blind Manor, by the way.
Is it good?
Outstanding.
I thought about starting it. Another big
Outstanding
for me, Adam. Another big movie weekend.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. Let's do some more questions. From Ziska, J.K. Dobbins or Damian Harris? We just got asked Edwards or Harris. You went Harris. So now it's Dobbins or Harris, or wait on Carson at 425. And if he doesn't play, pivot to Dallas Goddard or Latavius Murray.
So I would
pivot.
I would go with Carson, and if he doesn't play, I would use Dallas Goddard. We spoke about Goddard a little bit already. I still like him this week. I'm operating full systems go for Dallas Goddard. But if I'm ranking, I would put Dobbins, Harris, Gus Edwards in that. That's the order that I have them.
Okay, from Zach Morris is trash. The new Saved by the Bell, by the way, like the reboot thing, it looks kind of funny. I'm kind of into it. He says, no more candy corn for Azer. And that is true. I decided that I used to say I liked candy corn, then I actually had some, and I actually don't like it at all. So I am anti-candy corn going forward. The one vegetable I enjoyed. Ace207, Zach Moss or James White? I think we answered this. You said Zach Moss?
Yes.
Okay. From Maddie A, PPR, Beasley, Cooper, Corey Davis. Beasley, Cooper, Corey Davis.
I will still go with Cooper, but begrudgingly.
Yeah, it's tough. Just hope that Ben DiNucci doesn't throw for like 110 yards. Yes, by the way, Deontay Johnson is playing for Amazing 510, who asked. From My Knee, 1234. Scared about Ryan Tannehill with the weather. Should I play Josh Allen over him as a safer option? Also dealing with terrible weather, by the way.
We have weather concerns there as well. I would still take Tannehill, but I understand the concern, but we have concern for both. Maybe that leads to Josh Allen running more today, but I will still take Tannehill ahead of him.
From J-Rob, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, or Justin Jefferson?
Say them again.
A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson.
I will go with A.J. Brown.
Okay, one-star legend. Is it crazy that I want to start Justin Herbert, who he calls Big Herb, over Aaron Rodgers this week? I think I'd do that.
Is it crazy? I don't think it's crazy. Obviously, we don't really have weather concerns for Herbert in Denver, which sounds crazy, right? Of all the places we're worried about weather, Denver is not one of them today.
Yeah,
I would still use Rodgers.
I don't know how much. I just don't know how to treat this weather thing. It is so bad. It is like unusually bad. Kevin Roth said it was the worst weather weekend. This was on Thursday night when I talked to him. The worst weather week he could ever remember in terms of football games. So I think I'm going to make somewhat of a big deal about it, and I'm going to go with Herbert over Rodgers.
Here's the problem, though.
You have a wacky sweater on?
If every game has bad weather, then no game has bad weather.
But not every game does. So that we just talk.
Yeah, but like,
I knew you were going. You know what? I knew you were going to poo-poo this.
40%. Well, no, it's like 40% of the games being played this week's remaining have bad weather.
Okay, but the ones that I at least am most concerned about are Patriots, Bills, Raiders, Browns, and Vikings, Packers. Just under that would be Bengals, Titans.
But Bears Saints also has some pretty significant weather concerns.
So according to Kevin Roth, that game's later and should miss the most of the bad stuff. But yes, that's a kind of an easier game because it's like you're starting Allen Robinson. Who are the hard calls in that game? Maybe like Traquan Smith. I don't know. But I guess there's 5. But Denver is not one of them. So Herbert over Rodgers, to me, I would do that. But I could understand being like, no way. So what would you do, Chris? Herbert or Rodgers?
I think I would still go Rodgers. He has been throwing deeper more often this season, and that's been a significant part of his improvement. But I don't know. It's Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, that dude throws perfect spirals with supreme velocity. Like, if anyone was not going to be impacted by the wind, it would be Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah, or cold. Yeah.
Carl cold. I don't. Yeah.
Right.
He's played a few games in the cold.
Yeah. Yeah. Carl asks, Mike Gesicki or Jared Cook?
I will go with Jared Cook.
Yeah, I think so.
Frank, one of our viewers says you are hungover AF. LOL.
Is that true? How do they know?
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
I have the worst alcohol radar. I had no. You look fine to me.
Yeah, I freshened myself up. I got up a little earlier today. Cold shower.
What the hell are you doing? Go to a Halloween party?
Maybe.
Oh, you have fun. Good for you, dude. You have fun. I love it. From Barrel Stuffed Dog, do I start J.K. Dobbins and sit him and wait on DJ Dallas, Tevin Coleman, or JaMychal Hasty?
I would go with Dobbins.
What do you think, Chris?
What was the question? Sorry. No, I just
J.K. Dobbins or wait for the 4:00 games and start either Coleman, Hasty, or DJ Dallas.
I think it's got to be Dobbins. I don't know what Dobbins' role is going to be, but I have more confidence in what his role is going to be than either of the Ravens backs.
Amari Cooper or Deontay Johnson?
Deante.
I would go Cooper.
So
Frank.
before Adam Schefter just reported, before Chris Godwin had surgery on his fractured left index finger this past Tuesday, doctors told the Buccaneers that the Pro Bowl wide receiver would be sidelined 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh,
Now he's week to week. So there was that one quote from Bruce Arians earlier in the week that he said it would be very optimistic to think that he would be back after 1 week, despite the early reports. So I don't know, but that just came through. So,
that sucks.
That would not be great.
Yeah, well, maybe we should stop trading Antonio Brown then. He's got a pretty good opportunity to be pretty awesome.
Antonio Brown is about to be the Bucs wide receiver 1, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Tiny season 1. Should I start Amari Cooper or Deontay Johnson?
I think we just answered that, and I said Cooper, and Chris said Johnson. So you have to break the tie, Adam.
Deontay Johnson. We already answered this one from DeGoat. We said start Gio Bernard over Allen Robinson and James Conner, but that was before Chris was on the show. So Robinson, Conner, Gio. Chris, who are you going with?
I think I would go Gio.
That's what I said.
Yeah, we all said that.
Great sweater, by the way, Chris.
Yeah,
thanks.
Very good.
It's a little chilly in the apartment today, and I don't want to turn on the heater. So we're rocking a nice double knit cardi.
Bad weather all around. Coming in fast here. From Potato Carrot, Marquise Brown or Michael Gallup, Bills or Rams? Chris likes Potato Carrot.
Marquise Brown or Marquise Brown.
Definitely Brown.
He's one of my favorite buy low candidates for the second half of the season. And what was the question? The other question?
Bills or Rams, I think. I'm losing all the questions here.
Bills.
They're being scrolled up. All right, I'm not going to say the names anymore. I'm just going to fire away with questions. Here we go. Hollywood Brown, Cup, Henderson, PPR.
Henderson.
Cup.
Half PPR, Singletary, Leonard Fournette, Chase Claypool, or Nelson Aguilar.
Fournette.
Yeah.
AJ Green or Chase Claypool.
AJ Green.
Yeah.
Tevin Coleman or Devin Singletary.
Singletary? Question mark.
Boy, yeah, I don't feel great about either one of them, but Singletary, I think, is the answer.
Rams defense or stream the Saints.
Saints.
Rams. Come on, you got Tua?
Yeah, I like the Rams. I like the Saints too, though.
Chris is just so hopeful for Tua.
Yeah, I'll have that game on. I'll have Red Zone on the TV and Tua on the laptop.
I think there's a lot to like about Tua and the situation. Like, the Dolphins haven't exactly been an offense that you pick on this year. And I don't know, Tua was my favorite of the quarterback prospects in this class.
The Saints defense has been horrible, though.
Yeah, but it's Nick Foles and bad weather.
True.
They're
Nick
the
Foles
best.
has been picked off every game.
They're the best DST that you might be able to find on your waiver wire right now, I'd say. The Saints. But good God, they have been so bad. Okay, what else we got here? Wentz or Lamar Jackson?
I have Wentz.
I'll go Lamar, but I don't feel great about it.
PPR league, Damian Harris or Denzel Mims?
Mims.
I would go Mims.
Do you guys remember Mad Madam Mim?
What?
Mad Madam Mim from Sword in the Stone?
No.
Come on. It's like what a great Disney song.
I mean, I haven't seen that movie in, honestly, 20 years. At least.
Oh, yeah. Archimedes. It's good. Tanyan or Burton?
Burton.
I will go with Tanya.
Marquise Brown or Henry Ruggs? People hate Marquise Brown. My goodness.
Yeah, I have him as a borderline wide receiver too. He's right on that cutoff for me. So I will go with Brown.
Yeah, he and Lamar Jackson, if they hit on like one extra deep ball, his season looks a lot better. And he has, I think, the third highest target share in the NFL, or second highest target share. They're treating him like a legitimate number one wide receiver.
Mike Gesicki or Noah Fant?
Fant.
Yeah. Tevin Coleman or Devin Singletary? Sorry, I know I asked you that. What did you guys say? Coleman, right?
Singletary.
Oh, you said Singletary?
I don't know what Coleman's role is going to be.
Yeah, right. It's interesting. It's like, I feel if one of them is going to have a really good game, it's going to be Coleman. If one of them is going to have an absolutely terrible game, it's going to be Coleman. So,
Yeah.
so if you want like a little bit of safety with pretty low ceiling, it's Singletary. I'm going to go with Coleman just because if they do give him the work, he's going to be a lot better than Devin Singletary.
That's fair.
Let's see. Gio or Tevin Coleman? That's where we're going. Gio
for sure.
Did we answer this one? Harrison Bryant or Trey Burton?
I don't think so,
Bryant.
but I would go with Bryant.
Carson Wentz, Joe Burrow, Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, man.
I would go with Carson Wentz.
Boyd or Woods?
Boyd.
Sure.
Jefferson or Ayuk?
Ayuk.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think it's Ayuk.
Jimmy Graham or Gesicki?
I'll go with Graham. Revenge game.
Yeah, I'll go with Graham.
PPR revenge game for Jimmy Graham.
I
Wow.
always just struggle with like the revenge game when it's like he's been with 3 teams since then.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a revenge game.
Actually, this is his 4th team since
What? Is
third
it?
team.
Yeah, it was
Seahawks, Packers.
Seahawks, Packers. Yeah, right. That's great. Fuzzy Walnut, PPR. Do I go Thielen or Gio? Thielen. Yeah, that's like, I'm not going to get too cute with the weather there.
I don't think that's getting cute with the weather though. Gio's
Oh, who you
got
going?
19 I think Gio's got 19 plus PPR points in 5 of the 8 games that he's had double-digit carries in since 2007.
It is half PPR if that matters.
That helps Gio.
I don't know.
Probably about the same.
I think it's a wash.
Right.
They're both. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I said earlier I'm a little concerned about Gio. I just think the 3 starting offensive linemen are actually haven't seen the inactives, but going into 11:30, I think 3 offensive linemen were supposed to be out. Certainly the tackles. I think the center as well. Titans defense getting better. So I would go Thielen. He's the number 1 receiver in non-PPR, I believe, or maybe not anymore. Might be
Maybe a
Lockett.
point. No, I think Deante Adams still is.
I think Lockett might have surpassed him. I don't know, but he's up there. But okay, that's a good. I say Thielen. Chris says Gio. Frank, what do you say?
Thielen.
Ev the Maestro says more vampire, Adam, please. I think that was a well-received impression.
Yeah, we got some emails. I mean, it was fantastic.
That is one of the hardest times I've ever laughed in a theater is when he starts
Me
singing
too.
that song.
That's what I said.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's just incredible.
He should have won Best Actor for that movie. Like, that's how good Jason Segel was. All right, from Boogie 121, grade the trade. Melvin Gordon and Corey Davis for Nick Chubb, 12-team PPR. Gordon and Davis for Nick Chubb.
That is a B. There are rumors that Chubb could return after their Week 9 bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Gesicki or Goddard?
I
Goddard.
think that's one of the places where I would go Goddard. It wouldn't surprise me if he played 10 snaps. It wouldn't surprise me if he played, 80% of their snaps.
Hasty or Jonnu Smith?
Jonnu.
If you're already starting T. Higgins, would you start Gio or Boston Scott? I would start the running backs.
Boston Scott either way.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, if you can sit Higgins, I would start both running backs. But
Yeah.
start Bernard or Galladay, PPR.
Bernard.
I think I go Galladay. Or
Uh,
sorry, Bernard. Gio.
Bernard, okay. Tannehill or Brady, and Lamb or Montgomery, non-PPR.
Brady
Tannehill
and Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Okay. Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp, Scotty Miller, or Mike Evans, PPR.
Robinson.
Evans.
Oh, wait, no. Mike Evans?
Yep.
Okay, Mike Evans.
Nobody cares about James Bradbury. He locks him down. He locks Mike Evans down. Because of that, I think I would actually go with Allen Robinson, but I could understand. I certainly understand going with Mike Evans. Boy, I hope James Bradbury locks down Mike Evans because I'm the only one talking about it. Herbert or Tannehill?
Tannehill for me.
Yeah.
I've been stressed out about this damn trade the entire time. I think I'm going to decline it, Frank.
What's the offer?
I would give up Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and Ronald Jones. I would get Allen Robinson, Corey Davis, and James Robinson.
And Adam needs wide receivers too.
Yeah, pretty badly. If I had more confidence in Allen Robinson this week.
Well, Adam, do you think
I would pass on it?
You think Minshew being out helps or hurts Robinson? Because
I think it hurts him.
I could see him getting even more work, but potentially being less efficient because defenses will be focused on trying to stop him.
He'll get as much work as the game script dictates. I think either way, he's their every down back basically. But I just, look, I was never a big Gardner Minshew guy. I don't really understand how he's had so much success. And apparently he just hasn't been as good as the numbers would indicate because they're benching him.
No, they're not benching him.
He has an injury.
Yeah, they are. Oh, whatever. Give me a break. They're benching him. He played through it the last 2 games, or I think it was 2. Whatever, he's out. So they've been obviously want to get away from him, it seems. I think it's just bad for the offense.
I would go away from the trade.
I'm gonna reject
but
it.
the fact that Miles Sanders is out this week and has a bye remaining, whereas James Robinson's done with his bye after this week, that does make me lean towards having the Robinson side.
Oh, if the guy wants to do the trade next week, I'm happy to do it. But I want Boston Scott. All right, so let's see what we got here. Wilson or Wentz? Wilson or Wentz? You sit Russell Wilson, and you are banned from fantasy football. No, look, Wentz has an amazing matchup, but let's go with Wentz or with Wilson. Sorry. Any word on Chris Carson?
He's 425 start, so that's about the worst situation you can be in for a guy who is quote unquote legitimately 50-50.
We'll probably know around 2:30 or 3.
Yeah. Let's answer that one. I answered that one. Jared Goff or Ryan Tannehill? It's another one from Potato Carrot.
Tannehill.
Tannehill.
I had Tevin Coleman in an IR spot. I have Mason Crosby as my kicker. Crosby has to deal with the wind, and I would have to sacrifice Coleman or a bench player to pick up a new kicker. What do I do? I have no idea why you can't just drop Mason Crosby.
Yeah, just drop Mason Crosby.
Yeah, he was banged up this week too. He was questionable.
Yeah, there's no kicker in fantasy who I'm not willing to drop on a bye or with an injury or a week when I won't want to use them.
From Rip City, PPR, Fournette, Higgins, Ronald Jones, or Brandon Ayuk? Oh, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm so excited about him. Sir Blanksworthy, half PPR, half point per completion, and 1 point per rush attempt. I think you're selling us here. Lamar Jackson or Justin Herbert?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
It's a half point per pass attempt or completion. And 1 per rush attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jackson.
Yep.
Val Raven, Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp. Sorry, I read this one already. Chris and Frank said Mike Evans. I said Allen Robinson. Stafford or Rivers?
Stafford.
Let's pick 2 running backs for Mastiffs. Henderson, Gaskin, Boston Scott, Jonathan Taylor, PPR. Henderson, Gaskin, Scott, Taylor. You should make a trade, my friend.
Scott and Taylor.
Agreed.
Yeah. From Slothonauts, Gronk or Goddard?
Gronk.
Goddard.
Oh. From Tony K, Scotty Miller Light or Kendrick Bourne Identity?
Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller, yeah. I do think Kendrick Bourne is very interesting in deeper leagues if you need someone this week.
I thought there was some kind of another player who was being referred to as Scotty Miller Light, and I was trying to figure out who that might be. Would Cole Beasley be Scotty Miller Light? No, that probably doesn't work. Kendrick Bourne might be Scotty Miller Light.
Jalen Guyton, except he actually catches 170-yard pass every week. From YSPILF, pick one in full PPR. Sterling Shepard, Scotty Miller, Traquan Smith, or Chase Claypool. Shepard, Miller, Smith, Traquan, Claypool.
I would go Claypool.
I think I would go Miller.
Chase Claypool has more than 4 targets once this year, by the way. That's weird. Deontay Johnson or Jalen Reagor from Uncle Pat?
Oh, Deante.
Yeah, for sure.
From Matt Garcia, Tannehill or Brady? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Brady.
I got to stop reading the same ones over and over. From Jason, PPR, Geo Swift or Gordon? Geo
Geo.
Yes.
From Joab, Cooper, Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, and Boyd. Need 2 of them. Cooper, Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, and Boyd.
Jefferson and Boyd.
Yeah.
Crazy Bayesian, Lamar or Herbert? And there are 2 heart emojis in this question. So Lamar or Herbert?
Lamar.
We love you too. From Fitz and the Treetops. Sit one of these guys, standard scoring. Cooper Kupp, Ezekiel Elliott, T. Higgins, Myles Gaskin. Cooper Kupp, Ezekiel Elliott, T. Higgins, Myles Gaskin. Sit one.
I would sit Kupp.
I think so.
What about, like, does the weather get you going from, sit? Does the weather make you sit Higgins for Kupp?
I mean, you can use it as a deciding factor because I do think those guys are pretty close, but I just respect the Dolphins secondary. I think that they're really good.
I think those two are pretty much a coin flip, but Higgins having that downfield role just seems a little more valuable than what we've seen from Kupp so far.
So what do you expect? You think the Dolphins are going to win, Chris?
No.
You think Tua is going to play well?
I think he'll probably play pretty well.
Okay. Yeah. It is the year of the rookie quarterback. From Appleby. That's fun. Montgomery or Swift?
Swift.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is fun. R. Styles. Fournette or Goddard? PPR.
Fournette.
Yes.
Hasty or Jonnu Smith?
I think we already went with Jonnu on that one, yeah.
From Andrea. J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards? Half PPR.
I don't know.
I think it's Edwards.
But I would go with Dobbins.
All right, I'll take Edwards too. So that's 2 Edwards to 1. We got to get a poll up. We got about 10 minutes left. We have to end a little bit early today. I do apologize to everyone. We got to get a poll up here. How about pick one? Pick your favorite. Coleman, Hasty, Dobbins, Edwards. All right, let's get that going. Coleman, Hasty, Dobbins, Edwards. Let's see how people are feeling right now. The dude, Derek Carr, Cam Newton, or Jimmy Garoppolo?
I would go with Garoppolo on that one.
Yes, I would too.
Wentz or Rodgers?
Rodgers.
PPR flex, Allen Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, LaMichael Hasty. No, Michael Hasty or LaMichael Pirine. They're both there. Robinson, it's got to be Robinson, right? Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Joe Jackson just typed 6 digits into Twitch. I'm guessing that would be your bank account PIN. So that was a big mistake. Sorry, Joe. Pick one, Coleman, Hasty, Dobbins, Edwards. Who am I going to vote for? I'm going to go vote for...
It's Edwards for me. My expectation is he's the lead back.
Yeah, I'm going to go Edwards.
Baltimore and gets the goal line work, whereas Dobbins, I would guess, gets like 10 to 12 carries and the passing games work, but they just don't throw to their running backs all that often.
Is it too late to flex that game to Sunday night? Please?
It's probably too late now. Yes.
I don't know. Like, how many there aren't fans? I don't know if there are any fans. There are very few. The players aren't going to mind. They'll take a nap, just flex it.
I think they would probably mind. I think that would be a real bummer for everyone involved.
From present tense, PPR, James White or risk playing Chris Carson?
If you don't have another option, I would probably just play White.
Yeah.
From Spectrek, standard scoring, Marvin Jones or Noah Fant?
I would go Fant.
Yes.
HSQ Burner, Kupp, Marquise Brown, Le'Veon Bell, PPR.
I think I would go Kupp.
Yeah.
But I don't feel particularly confident in that one.
I agree.
CPR, AET, Derek, Hunter Henry or Dallas Goddard?
I'm going Hunter Henry.
I like Goddard.
CEO,
what role are you expecting for Goddard?
I'm expecting him to be all systems go. I mean, no one knows for sure, but the fact that he has practiced all week and they've been pretty optimistic about Goddard, I think he's just in there and playing his normal role.
Yeah, no, Frank has been very high on him. I think he expects him to play quarterback today. Josh Allen or Justin Herbert?
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Why? Because that's the weather situation. Herbert's been better than Allen, like 3 straight weeks.
Patriots defense is bad, and for me, I'm still ranking Allen highly because I think that we could see him run more because of the weather. So yeah, I will go with him.
I to be honest, like it's good you brought up the Patriots defense. The Broncos defense has been really good this year.
No Stephon Gilmore today either.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens there. I am starting Wentz over Josh Allen in a league, though, for if anybody cares. So I like Josh Allen, but I don't love him this week. The rushing would be nice, though. T. Higgins or Deontay Johnson?
Deante.
Yes.
Sit one in PPR. Hollywood Brown, Cole Beasley, Brandon Ayuk, or T. Higgins?
Beasley.
I think so, but man, he's been like 11 or 12 PPR points in like 14 of the last 16 games or something.
Yeah, 70 yards or a touchdown in, I think, 13 of 16 or something like that. It's crazy. Let's see. Hasty or T. Higgins from Toad?
Higgins.
DJ Dallas or Wayne Gallman if Hyde and Carson are out?
Dallas if they're out.
Yeah. Jason Dom, Gio, Gordon, or Swift?
Gio.
A1 Boogs, Hasty or Janu? Half PPR. Janu.
Johnny, yeah.
Hollywood Brown or Amari Cooper, PPR?
Hollywood.
Yes.
Tua or Roethlisberger?
Ben.
Bench one of these, Jefferson, Boyd, or Fulgham?
I think it's probably Jefferson.
Yeah.
Even though I think he's the best player of the three.
This is where you can just say weather, Jefferson. Because you would think he'd be more affected by weather than Boyd would. But Geronimo, Scotty Miller, Tevin Coleman, or Gus Edwards? Pick one in half PPR. Miller, Coleman, Edwards.
Yeah.
Coleman, by the way, is winning our poll with 31 votes. Nobody else has more than 11. Tevin Coleman has 53% of the votes. Hasty has 17%. Dobbins has 18%. Gus Edwards. Chris, what's up? Gus Edwards has the fewest votes, 11%.
That is, look, I don't know. Like the 49ers running backs, you could tell me McKinnon was going to play 65% of the snaps today, and I'd believe you. You could tell me he was going to play 20% of the snaps. I believe you. Like I have no idea how the playing time or the hierarchy is going to work out there. And so it's a great matchup. It's a good situation to be in, but I just have no clue what it's going to look like.
I'm not even sure it's that good of a matchup, though. And it's such an interesting contrast in styles. The Seahawks run defense has actually been fairly decent this year, and they might get Snacks Harrison playing in his first game, and teams just don't run on them. They see the most pass attempts in the NFL, and there's only been 2 running backs who have had more than 14 carries against the Seahawks. They were both in the same game, both of the Vikings guys. The reason why I might lean Coleman here is just because this has not been a committee backfield really this year. That's the weirdest thing. I mean, pretty much every week they go with one guy until one of them gets hurt, and then they go with another guy. That's the weird thing. They've kind of flip-flopped on that. Philip Lindsay or Tevin Coleman?
Lindsay.
I would go with Lindsay as well.
Deontay Johnson or Boston Scott? PPR.
Scott.
Boston.
PPR flex, Le'Veon Bell, Sterling Shepard, Jonnu Smith.
Lev Bell.
Sure.
Jonnu for me.
Adam hates Le'Veon Bell.
It's not good. He didn't have a target last week. He didn't have a target.
He actually ran, I think, one more route than Clyde Edwards-Helaire did.
He's probably too slow to get open.
2 touchdowns for Lev Bell today, Adam.
You do have to figure there's a pretty good chance he scores a touchdown. But the Bengals are so bad against tight ends.
They are.
Myles Gaskin or Amari Cooper, half PPR?
Gaskin.
Yeah.
Okay, Vikes is unable to pick up a new kicker because Coleman is off IR, but I have him in my IR spot. League is requiring me to drop Coleman and kicker or an active player and a kicker to pick up a new kicker. Okay, all right. I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. Hunter Henry or Noah Fant?
Hunter Henry.
You didn't like that response, huh? Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay, Gio or Zeke, pick 3.
Can you repeat the question?
Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay, Gio or Zeke. You have to sit one.
I would bench Robinson.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I would too. By the way, the reason why I dismissed that question is because I totally forgot the premise of the original question. It had just been too long, and I couldn't think of what it was. Hollywood Brown or Amari Cooper? I think we answered that. Go ahead.
Hollywood.
Jackson or Brady?
Jackson.
Yes.
Jarvis Landry or Denzel Mims?
Landry.
Landry.
AJ Brown or Stephon Diggs?
Brown.
Yeah.
Phillip Lindsay or Latavius Murray?
Lindsay.
Are you the bad guy in Inspector Gadget, Chris?
I don't know what that question's supposed to mean.
Doesn't he like have a cat that he's like, evilly petting?
I don't know why cats are coded as evil or negative. Cats are great.
Yeah, well, come
Not
to my
annoying at
house.
all.
You'll figure out. From Cheviator. Start 2, James Conner, Darrell Henderson, Giovanni Bernard, Swift, and Gaskin. Man, that's tough. Connor, Henderson, Gio, Swift, Gaskin, pick 2.
Connor and Gio.
Yep.
I'm going to read 5 more. Phillip Lindsay or Latavius Murray? I think I already read that, didn't I, or no?
Lindsay.
Mark Andrews or Jonnu Smith?
Andrews.
Chase Claypool or AJ Green?
Green.
Chase Claypool or Phillip Lindsay?
Claypool.
Lindsay.
Le'Veon Bell or DeAndre Swift, PPR?
Swift.
Yeah.
Parker, Coleman, Goddard, PPR?
Parker.
Yeah.
Very nervous about that. Yeah. And last one, Matthew Stafford or Ben Roethlisberger?
Stafford.
Thank you, everybody, very, very much for watching today. We will talk to you tonight on the podcast. I do not think we are having a Twitch stream on Tuesday. There are more important things this upcoming Tuesday than the waiver wire, but we'll be around to answer your questions on Twitter, via email, and, of course, on our podcast. Thanks a lot to Chris and Frank. Chris finally got around to inviting us to a FanDuel contest, so I'm sure he's going to win. Frank and I have figured it out. Chris only invites us when he feels good about his lineup, and then he takes our money every week. The other weeks we would beat him, but he's very calculated. He's very smart in knowing when to have these contests.
It's true.
Yep. So good stuff, guys. Really appreciate your time. And good luck to all of you in week 8. See you later.